Welcome, soul friend. Welcome to this video. I have intuitively connected with our divine guides and angels of the highest divine light to bring forward some guidance and insight about this collective shift that the world, that Mother Earth is going through, and to talk about how that affects us, but also what we can do in the time that we are transitioning and ascending. If you have been feeling the shift, then you know that it has come with quite some force, to say the least. You may have been feeling the shift emotionally, physically, and intuitively as well. For me, it was all three. For a moment, I did not know what was going on. I did not know how to explain the rush and mix of emotions that I was feeling and where I was heading, because with this shift, we were guided to become still, to become present in this moment so that we can truly focus and set clear intention of where we want to go next, or of where we want to place our energy and what we want to bring into our reality, what we want to manifest. In this time of stillness, in this time of stagnation and feeling tired, because as I mentioned, you might have also been feeling it physically. I was sleeping more than usual. I'm typically tired, but I would say more than usual. And just feeling stagnant, feeling like there were no movement in my life. And emotionally, it was a roller coaster. One day, I'm feeling loss of hope and direction. And the next, I was just trusting and surrendering. So it was a beautiful, well, it is a beautiful time to allow yourself to go with the flow of the current. Allow yourself to ride this wave instead of going against it, instead of fighting it, because essentially you are being upgraded and rising your vibration to your truest higher self, to your truest potential, your truest timeline. That's what's happening. A lot of time when we are being upgraded or ascended, it's usually not just a straight line or as easy and flowy, let's say, as some would think. Anytime that you are going to upgrade or raise your frequency, you have to first leave behind what is not at the frequency of which you're going. What that means is anything that is not serving you, I mean anything from limiting beliefs, relationships, connections, work, personal things that are not serving you, that are low vibrating and that are not keeping you aligned with your highest path, you're going to have to leave that behind. Those things are being removed and cleansed out of your life for your highest good. However, that does not come easy. When we have to leave something behind, when we have to get out of our comfort zone and what we're used to or normal, it becomes uncomfortable because you're then creating a new reality. You're creating a new life. Anytime you do something new, anytime you do something different or enter something, it's going to feel a little uncomfortable most of the time. But oftentimes it is for your highest good. It's to guide you and direct you into a life that is meaningful, that is filled with joy and abundance. That's all that we truly want, is a life that feels meaningful, that feels blessed and loving and in alignment with what we desire. But before getting there, we have to go through these shifts. We have to go through this shedding of our old life so that we can ascend into the new one. So with the shift that we are going through as a collective, you're going to feel certain things. You're going to be reflecting. You're going to be questioning. You're going to be feeling things that perhaps were even deep in your subconscious mind, deep buried within, things that you need to heal. That's another thing that takes place as we ascend, as we raise our vibration, is healing. That is the ultimate thing that needs to happen, is healing the things that are not allowing us to grow as well, right? But my dear soul friend, the best advice that I have for you, as I mentioned earlier, is to allow yourself to go with the flow of this ascension, of this growth. And I know that it's a lot easier said than done to say, to surrender. However, that is exactly what you want to do, is surrender and trust in your divine team, your guides and your angels, God, the universe, whomever it is that you believe in, of the highest light and love, that you are being guided, that you are being supported during this transition, which can feel difficult, which can feel like you're actually taking steps backwards when you're not. So ask yourself, how can you let go of what's not serving you? If this transition, this ascension is bringing up uncomfortable things, or perhaps you're reflecting on a certain situation or relationship or connection that you have, maybe it could be that you've been contemplating on leaving your job because it's not serving you. You're not feeling emotionally fulfilled, or you feel a call or a drawing to do something else, something different. And that could feel scary, because how can you make such a shift? How can you leave what you already know to take on something new? Or perhaps you have been having a lot of issues with someone you care about, but for a while now, you know that this is someone you need to let go of, or healing that needs to take place in that relationship with that person that hasn't been done. Conversations that you need to have with this person, perhaps. Maybe there are things that you're holding on to that is just simply the time to let go of, because they cannot come to where you're heading to next, because what's coming next for you is greater than you can even imagine. We limit ourselves so much with our beliefs and our mind of what we are truly capable of doing and achieving, of the strength and the potential that we actually have, that you actually have. I mean, we literally are light beings in physical form, here to play around essentially with our powers, to play around with energy and manipulate it into whatever you want. It's just that there are so many years and layers of conditioned beliefs, of that little voice that tells you that you can't do it, that tells you that something is not possible for you. I mean, that little voice can sound something like, how can I be lucky? How can I make $10,000 a month? Me really make $10,000 a month? How can I leave my job that I've been at for 5 years, and this is what I know, this is where I'm comfortable at, and go and start my own business? How can I find someone that truly loves me, that is truly deserving of me, that is thoughtful, caring, considerate of me? Does that even really exist out there? It probably doesn't. How can I have the willpower? How can I be persistent? I can't be consistent to be successful and create the life that I desire. Do I really have that capability? That, my friend, is what that little voice sounds like a lot of times. It makes us question, it makes us doubt, it creates fear. But that is just an illusion. It is the biggest illusion of life, of yourself, of your mind. And this is why a lot of times we go through these waves and we go through these downs, these moments where we don't really know what's going on. And I'm not going to say force, because it's not forcing you, but life will push you, sort of direct you into a space where it's not the best, where things are not going as good. Let's say with that relationship, things are not going good at work, things are not going good with yourself. You hit that low point for a reason. It's so that you can reflect. It's so that you can take action, and from that, so that you can birth a new you. Okay, so that you can understand and you can redirect yourself to where you are actually supposed to be. That voice is only an illusion, because you're capable just of so much. It's just the power that you carry, that we carry, is so much more than we realize. The more that you learn to understand this and to accept this, the better you're going to understand things. Okay, life is about balance, life is about experiencing. And so that's why you're constantly going to go through lessons. But it's okay. It's also about your perception. It's also about how you go through those lessons. And there are ways to go through those lessons in a way that it's not as resistant, it's not as hard. You know, you don't have to fight it. You can just go with the flow of things, go with the flow, and trust that you are divinely guided. So what I'm trying to say with all of this and about this shift that's happening as a collective is that ultimately a lot of us, especially those of us that have been feeling this shift, that are feeling that we are being upgraded, it's all essentially to also remind us that it's okay. It's okay to feel. It's okay to release. It's okay to do new things. It's okay to discover new parts of you, to grow. And the best thing that you can do during this powerful, magical time is to, again, go with the flow, but also go back to the basics. Go back to doing the things that fill you with joy. And don't take that lightly. There's so many times that we hear advice, we don't take it. We continue on our daily lives, our daily to-do list, getting up with the same routine, and not doing the things that ground us, that center us. And when you go back to the basics, when you go back to what connects you to source and earth, to the present moment, that's when you start finding harmony. That's when you start feeling inner peace, inner calm. That's when you start feeling in sync with the universe. Okay, during this time, the way that I was able to ride this wave and go with the flow of the current instead of against it, because in the beginning of this ascension, it was kicking my behind. I mean, like, really, I didn't know what was going on. I was just like, okay, you know, like, well, what's happening right now? It was really kicking my behind energetically, and I didn't know how to cope with it. However, that's just the thing. Your intuition and your body will speak to you. Okay, they're gonna tell you just what you need to do. The thing is that we're not present enough to hear. We're not present enough to listen. And so for me, what I did in order to cope is go back to the basics. I started meditating. I started spending time outside. And it's interesting because I kept feeling the need to spend time outside, but I just didn't want to, because to be completely honest with you, I don't like bugs. I love nature and I love the energy that I feel when I'm outside, but the bugs just turn me off. They just make me feel like, you know what, why did I even come outside? So I kept being discouraged from spending time outside because of that. But then there's ways to work around that. And my body kept telling me, I just felt this intuitive pull to spend time outside, literally grounding, touching the floor, walking outside barefooted in the grass, and so on. And so I finally decided to listen to that intuition call. And literally, just last week, I went outside for 15 minutes. That's it, 15 minutes outside. And I kid you not, I was having a stressful morning. I came back inside after those 15 minutes and I felt such a difference. Literally a breath of fresh air. It's important to go back to the basics, go back to the things that help you become centered and grounded. I started journaling, which I hadn't done in about a month. I hadn't done in some time. I had not reflected or released my thoughts on paper, and just writing it out and allowing myself to release freely, which is something that used to really help me, but for whatever reason I stopped, and I didn't quite realize that I stopped, but I picked it up again. I started drinking more water, hydrating myself. Hydrating yourself is so important. Going for walks, listening to high vibrational music, dancing, moving my body, moving the energy around with intention, because your intention is going to be the most powerful thing during this time. Anything that you do, your intention is going to be the key to all of it. Even taking a shower. Anytime that I would take a shower, I would set the intention that water, that shower fall was cleansing me, that the water was directly coming from source, from divine loving light, and that as it poured down on me and touched my skin, my body, my hair, my head, it is purifying me of everything and anything that was not serving me, that it was removing and washing away all of the negative energy, the overthinking, the doubt, the fear, the anxiety that I was feeling, and that I didn't even know why I was feeling. Set the intention that you are going to release that through whatever practice you're doing, whether that's journaling, meditating, taking a shower. I mean, there's just so much, and it's all about your intention. It's all about what you say that's going to bring in for you. And of course, always asking your divine team, your divine guides to assist you, to bring down divine light and healing to you. Like, they are always there. They are always there. If you ever feel alone, if you're ever questioning or doubting, if God is listening, if the universe listens, 100% yes, they do. Beautiful soul, let me remind you once more, you are so capable, so beautiful, so amazing and powerful and magical. I truly wish that you could know just how much potential you actually have. And so this time of ascension, this time of transition, is all for a greater purpose. Flow with it. Allow it to take you into your highest timeline. Allow it to guide you instead of fighting it. Do these things that you know you're supposed to do. Rest if you need to rest. Meditate if you need to meditate. Whatever it is that you're feeling called to do, do that. Oh, another thing that I did that I might have forgot to mention is taking time away from social media. And that was a big one. And again, these are things that my mind, my body, my intuition kept telling me. And because I'm used to doing these things, I couldn't, in a way, break out of it. I kept feeling a need to take a break from social media, to not be on my phone really in general. And I finally decided to listen. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a break from my phone, not just social media, but my phone. I'm just going within, going into my hermit mode, recharging, and boy, did I feel a difference. Did I feel a shift? This is why I'm making this video today. It's been about a year that I've recorded on this channel, and I feel like a new me. I feel that a new me has been brought back to life. I feel that I have literally raised my vibration, and I can feel it physically, mentally, in my heart, in every aspect. And that's because I took the necessary steps. When you make the right decisions, again, when you listen to your body, your mind, your intuition, to yourself, to that inner guidance, it will lead you to right where you need to be. And I hope that this inspires you to reflect on what you need to release through this time. What do you need to let go of during this time? What is it that you keep being nudged about that is no longer serving you? And how can you start listening to your intuition and your body more? How can you incorporate listening to yourself into your daily life, becoming more present and more grounded? I truly encourage you to reflect on that. Reflect on that tonight if you have the opportunity to, and start taking small actions, because that's the other thing. It's little by little that you're going to make progress. It doesn't all happen in one day. You take step by step, little by little. And that's how I got here, to feeling connected, to feeling in sync, to feeling harmony, to feeling compassion and love for myself and others, to feeling connected. It was little by little, step by step. Some of the things that I mentioned, taking accountability, doing the meditations, even when I don't feel like it, because that's the key, doing it when you don't feel like it. And I promise you that everything will be just all right. I promise you that you're going to look back and you're going to thank yourself for doing those things. You're going to be so grateful with yourself for doing those things, for taking the necessary steps. Okay? All right, my dear beautiful soul friend, thank you so much for listening to me and taking the time to educate yourself and to do something that is going to serve you. I would like to end this video with a divine card pool, or a few card pools from your guides and angels, and just to see what message they have for us as a collective, as one, because essentially we are all connected. This is a deck from Archangel Michael, and this is an angel deck. Dear angels of the highest divine loving light, what message do we have for this beautiful and amazing soul watching this video? What do they most need to know at this time? What should they be reminded of, please? Thank you. All right, now we're gonna pull one from the Archangel deck. And thank you, divine angels, for coming through with these messages. Archangel Michael came through with basically everything that I just said in this reading, and I love that. The first card that we have is Let It Go. And with this card, I feel that it goes back to what I was saying. If there's a situation that is no longer serving you, allow your guides and angels to energetically sever those connections of the past that are not serving you, so that you can embrace the future. And that's what this card says. It says let it go, okay, which we talked about earlier in the video. The second card says it's time to play. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring balance into your life. We also talked about this, going back to the basic, going back to doing the things that bring you to the present moment, that you enjoy, that you love, that connect you. So if you're worrying too much about a certain situation, or if you have been working too much, take a break. Do something that you're gonna enjoy. Maybe go painting this weekend. Maybe go and do something you've never done before. Go bowling, go go-karting, I don't know, just do something out of the norm. Or again, if it's just to go within, go inside and reflect and meditate and journal, do those things. Do whatever it is your body and mind, intuition, your spirit is calling you to do, okay? It's time to step into your true power. This is your time, my dear soul friend. This is your moment to take control and shift things around, okay? This is the perfect moment for you. And the last card that you have is Be the Real You. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. With that one, I'm feeling that perhaps there are some of you that are afraid to be your authentic self, or there are things that you want to express authentically, like your truth, and you've been afraid to do that perhaps. So you're being encouraged to show up for yourself as you are, no matter what people will say. If you need to voice up about something, do it, you know? And then from the other deck here, the angel cards, we have crystals. So the reason why this is coming up, to me, spirit knows that crystals to me represent going back to the basics, because when I first started my spiritual journey, I used crystals like no other. I mean, I still use them, but I specifically used them in the beginning of my journey, and I just swore by them. I use them for everything and anything, and I carry them to work in my car. And so when I see this card, it reminds me of going back to the basics, which I also talked about in the video in the beginning, but it reminds me of healing. It reminds me of going back to doing the things that, again, connect you to the present moment and brings healing to you, okay? So what is it that you need to heal, my dear soul friend? What is it that you need to pay attention to that perhaps you have not been paying attention to? You then have the flow of abundance. Do you know how powerful this is? This is about allowing abundance to flow to you. Don't block it with all of these things that you think you're not capable of moving past, all of these things that are blocking you to manifest and attract things into your reality. You literally have the flow of abundance, meaning that right in this moment, your guides and angels, the universe is working in your favor. They're working behind the scenes to align you with the financial abundance, emotional abundance, whatever it is that you want in your life at this moment to come in. So allow it to flow and do those things that are going to align you with that frequency of what you desire. And last but not least, and this one can actually resonate with me, is maintain your positive state. With this card, I feel that this is a reminder that it is so important to protect your energy. It is very important to energetically protect yourselves, especially if you are a light worker or if you are an empath. It's so important to protect your space, your energy, and to keep yourself in this space, or once you get to that space where you feel harmonious, where you feel in sync with the universe, with yourself, where you feel connected like I'm feeling now, right? But I wasn't feeling like this just 2 weeks ago. And maintaining that by protecting your space, protecting your energy, but also continuing to do those things that got you there. Whether you do energy work to uplift your vibration, or you release a certain person, or you release a certain habit that is not serving you, making sure that you keep up in doing that, right? Don't go back to your old ways. Don't allow that person back in your life. Don't go back to the habit just because you had a bad day. Instead, continue to be consistent in keeping your vibration at a high frequency, okay? Maintaining that positive energy, which you do through continuing that same practice. All right, my dear soul friend, thank you so much for watching this video today and joining me. I had so much fun recording this, and I genuinely feel that this message came from my heart and our divine team. And until the next time, thank you.